Hello, Toronto. Welcome back to part two of Chillin with Maetcha Latte. And once again, we have our very fabulous, I call her Ate Jame because we're cousins, but y'all can call her Jame. What else could people call you?
May. Some people call me Gem, but that's not too common. But
Hmm.
yeah. Whatever. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so this part we're going to be talking about the differences between Australia and Canada. So, if you all remembered with Kyla, with the two Johns, all of those wonderful people, we talked about the differences between Canada and the Philippines. And, we covered a lot, but I think it would be a wonderful chance to get to know one of our other parts of the global world, Australia. And if anyone's wondering where that it's in the map, I think if anyone's wondering where Australia is in the map, I think you'd have to travel across the Pacific Ocean to find it. So they're
Yeah.
kind of in the west of us. People in Vancouver, it's going to be a lot more near than someone in Toronto. So, all right. So let's get into talking about food. So, holiday food or any of that stuff. I mean, what's popping in Australia?
Hey, the interesting thing about Australia, we actually don't have like really big cuisine, so I can't really think about some like a full dish that is purely Australian because we are very multicultural here. We have a lot of different cuisines here. But if I had to think of the most Australian options, it'd have to be meat pie.
Meat pie.
Yes.
To us as Torontonians, that is what is that?
Okay, think of like an apple pie. It's like a normal pie, right?
Hmm.
But the filling is typically just beef, like a really thick beef um stew per se. Yes. And that's what a meat pie is. There's obviously other options like chicken pies as well, but the main one is the beef one, and it is so good. Everyone eats it for like you get it from the convenience store or like a supermarket. It comes frozen. You have to like heat it up in the oven, or you can microwave it. But I remember eating that a lot when I was in primary school for lunch. So yeah, meat pie is probably the most savory food, but we have a lot of snacks that I'm pretty sure everyone's aware of. We have Vegemite, which is a spread.
I'm sorry,
Um,
right now I see a spider in my computer.
oh no, there's a big.
I think it's the Australian spell.
Oh
Oh
no.
no, it jumped. Oh no.
It's trying to say hi from Australia.
Oh no. Okay. Okay. You stay back in Australia, okay?
That's funny.
Yeah.
I love that. They have like a cameo.
Yeah. I don't know where the heck the spider went. Oh my goodness. I think it went behind the computer.
Was it big?
It was like,
Like that? Okay.
yeah. What the heck happened on my filming? Oh, oh no. Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Where's it now?
It's out.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right. Let's repeat that meat pie thing again.
Oh, yes.
All right. So for the Torontonians, people are wondering, what's meat pie? Like, what is this meat pie?
Okay. It's kind of hard to explain, like, not gonna lie, but it's just a normal pie. Like, You can probably think of like pumpkin pie, but instead it's like typically beef. It's like a really rich beef stew kind of sauce inside. There's other options like chicken and stuff as well, but the typical one is the beef one, which is really good. I typically eat it for, lunch like or a snack. You get it from the convenience store or the supermarket. It comes frozen, and then you have to heat it up in the oven, or you can even microwave it. But I do remember eating it a lot when I was in primary school for lunch, since it was an easy food to eat. Oh, along the line with that as well, we also do have sausage rolls. Um,
What's that?
well, oh, okay.
Is it like
Um,
corn dogs like we have here? Like we fry the hot dogs in the batter and then is that
yeah,
like the same thing almost?
yeah, kind of, yeah. So it's pretty similar to that, like where you have like a sausage. Normally in a sausage roll, it's minced meat that like as a sausage, not like a full hot dog. Um, and then it's wrapped in puff pastry. So good. There's also another option which is called a puffy dog.
Puffy
Which,
dog.
yeah, a puffy dog, which is a hot dog. It's actually a hot dog, wrapped in puff pastry. I think we even call it a pig in a blanket. I think that's what the Australians call it.
Pig in the blanket?
Yeah, like think of like a hot dog like just wrapped in a blanket. That's basically what a puffy dog is. Yeah, so
Wow.
mm,
That is strange. That is
yeah.
that for the first time it's like pig in a blanket. Where did you get that name from?
It's a lot of slang here. That's the thing.
Hmm.
I think that is what it's called, but we don't call it that. We just call it puffy dog because
Puffy dog.
yeah.
Puffy
But
dog.
yeah. But oh yes, we also have something called a shepherd's pie.
Ah, yes.
You know
We
the
have
shepherd's
it here
pie?
too. I
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's like for us, I think if it's meat or beef, it's cottage pie. But if it's like lamb, it's probably gonna be called shepherd's pie. I think that's what I hear about it, but I love that with the mashed potatoes on top of the beef.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys do have a meat pie as well. You just call it a cottage pie.
Oh, did they call that meat pie with the mashed potatoes and the beef?
Well, the bottom part of that is a meat pie.
Oh,
So without the mashed potato, that's just a meat pie in Australia.
really?
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. I guess we aren't so different after all.
Hmm. Like Australian food's not too crazy. We do have kangaroo.
Wow.
Yes. Yes. People here eat kangaroo as well because we have kangaroos. Yes.
How dare you treat a kangaroo like that?
I know, I actually don't eat it. Like I only eat it sometimes when there's a meal like something on the menu that sounds pretty interesting. So the last time I had kangaroo was last year, but I don't eat it regularly because I don't really like it. Oh. Now you're gonna think that like Australians just go out in the wilderness and
Yeah.
see a kangaroo and eat it. But no, we don't.
Oh man, every Torontonian is gonna be like, yo, they eating kangaroo. Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah.
eating kangaroo.
Hmm.
All right. All right. So, I mean, you want to know about Canadian food here, right? So, we have a thing known as Thanksgiving. I don't know if I don't know if you've heard of Thanksgiving, but
Mm.
it's a holiday here in Canada, and it happens every fall or autumn, and we would have this big turkey. And then we put the stuffing and, you know, we have pumpkin pie, right? Pumpkin pie, so good. And after having pumpkin pie, I guess it's like, cranberry sauce. And I love to say, like, I don't know if Australia has Thanksgiving as a holiday.
No, we do not.
You do not. But America and Canada have it, which is interesting. I mean, you got American friends or Canadian friends?
Um, Actually, here, no. You're probably the only one that I talk to that's from America or Canada.
Oh no.
Yeah, sorry, we're like Australia is a really small country. Like everyone here is Australian. Or like they come here from America like because they study. But yeah, we're very small niche community.
And nobody lives in the center of it.
Yes, yes. That part is struggling right now. Yes.
I think we can camp in there, right in the middle of Australia.
Mm-hmm. Definitely can. See the
Yes.
kangaroo.
And we'll eat it.
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. So another thing we have here in Canada is, sports, right? So we would go and watch sports, pizza and chicken wings, that's like a sports comfort food. We,
Mhm.
here in Canada, it's sports is just like America. We watch baseball, we watch hockey, you know, there are people who watch basketball, but I'm not a basketball person. I'm mostly more of, let's say, the Stanley Cup Finals is on. I tune into that and, you know, thinking of cheering for the Leafs for the first time because I cheered for an American team, cheering for my hometown. Um, but yeah, we have pizza, chicken wings, you know, Canada Day here. We usually have, grilled food, ribs. My best friend I mentioned before, my favorite best friend, he made us wonderful ribs and he also made us wonderful burnt ends. I think that's what they called it. So it was really, really good. And, I wish you were here for Canada Day. It's not too
Mm.
long ago. It was like 24 days ago, I think,
Oh,
July
okay.
1st. Do you know,
Ah.
do you know, like it's kind of like 26th for you, but for us, we celebrate ours July 1st. So
Yes, yeah, that's true. Yes. That's cool.
we
Hmm.
gotta like talk about Christmas because every people here in Toronto is gonna be so jealous to find out what Australian Christmas really is. Because here in Canada, I have to tell you about the winter. There are a thing known as snowstorms, and especially if you own a home here, you have to shovel it out.
Yeah.
Like it can get high. It's like you gotta be kidding me on December. But for Australians, December is actually not winter. You would like to tell us about, explain to Canadians here.
Yeah. So as Rainy said, it is going to be summer here in Australia during Christmas, and it is peak summer, so meaning it gets very hot here. So our Christmas is normally spent inside, or if it's outside, we go to like the beach, we go to a park, do a barbecue. We call it a barbie here. Do some barbecue skewers, um, prawns as well. Like that's a typical Australian Christmas. But my family, we like to stay indoors because it's normally around 30 degrees during Christmas. It's not the most pleasant Christmas. Compared to other sides of the world, which honestly, I really do want to experience a white Christmas. I have been, yeah, I have been overseas when it is Christmas and it is winter, but I have never experienced the snowy Christmas. I really want to experience snow because that's just what I want to do, and I'm pretty sure every Australian wants to experience that. And likewise with you guys from Canada, you probably do want to experience a summer Christmas, but honestly, it's not the best. It's really hot here. Sometimes it rains as well. It's not the best way to spend Christmas, but in the end, it's fun because everyone's together. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Honestly, like I gotta say, I wish I can spend Christmas in Australia because like I'm more of a summer guy, you know? It's like here in Canada for many years, like the sun sets around 3 p.m. It's like I wish it could stay up around 8, just like now. It's summer. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's like winter is like it's a nightmare. It's like, come on, it's like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. the sun sets, and then
Mm.
5 p.m., 6 p.m., 7 p.m. you're just sorry. But like 5 p.m., 6 p.m., it's like it's dark outside. Like
It's sad.
yeah,
It is sad.
it's so depressing.
Yeah.
Ah, all right, let's talk about what's the popular music in Australia versus popular music here in Canada. So, want to start us off?
Are we like talking more about artists or just what's on the radio nowadays?
Same here, same here.
Yeah.
Almost. What type of genre?
Well, I don't listen to the radio. So I don't really know what's playing. I'm pretty sure they probably just play the popular hits, like the most recent ones that just came out.
Hmm.
But if I had to tell you some artists from Australia I know of, there's not going to be that many. I would say the main artists and singers that would come up in my brain are Kylie Minogue, but she's pretty old now. There's Guy Sebastian. You guys know Guy Sebastian?
I think I watched once, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's a
Yeah.
Canadian popular
Yeah.
artist.
Mm-hmm. We also have, I know that we have Five Seconds of Summer, which I'm pretty sure they don't like create music anymore, but they are from Sydney, which is really cool.
Hmm.
And one of the people I know that is Australian, but obviously is not living in Australia anymore, is the Kid Laroi. But
Who the heck is that? Kid Leroy?
he sang "Stay" with Justin Bieber.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm.
So you got like fair amount of artists, especially
Yeah.
in like another part of the world. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
Here in Canada, of course, you know Drizzy. We gave him a shout out today, not too long ago. Um, you know, part one, Maetcha Latte. If you haven't watched it, you better watch it right now. But, um, anyways, Drizzy is very known here. Of course, Justin Bieber. So Justin Bieber, I don't know if you've heard of Alessia Cara. She happens to come from from the Greater Toronto area. You know, one of the suburbs. You know, but she is after all from that part of the world, and we got some wonderful artists like I think Gordon Lightfoot, um, Brian Adams. If you all love that song, uh, you know, Summer of '69. You know, he comes from here. He's a Canadian artist. Oh my goodness, I just forgot one of my artists. How dare I? Oh, Shania Twain.
Shania Twain.
So, Shania Twain, you know, Shania Twain, we got, you know, I don't know where Shania Twain is from, but she is Canadian. So there you
Yeah.
go. Michael Bublé. You probably have heard of him. Michael Bublé, the tenors, we got wonderful singers, but there's a lot more probably I haven't even mentioned. But if you travel down south here, that's where all most of the popular singers are from because the States is like not too far from me.
Yeah.
You just have to drive, you know, for a few hours and that's it. You're in the States. You know, yeah, like here in Toronto, people listen to rap, you know, rap music and it's a common genre here, but I also have friends that listen to country music. So I'm mostly in the country music side. I can tolerate a bit of, rap, but I'm mostly a country guy with pop
Yeah.
and all that stuff. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about sports. So I think I kind of spoiled it for you. You watch baseball, hockey, the Raptors here, they're popular here. I don't usually watch basketball, but people in Toronto should know the Raptors. Um, we won our championship, I think, in 2019. So
Yeah.
that was not a long time ago from here. So for Australia, like, what's the sports?
Yeah, I'm like the best person to ask this because I do not watch sports, but I do watch tennis, but tennis is not the main sport here. The main sports are the AFL, which stands for the Australian Football League, which is footy. And then we also have the NRL, which is the National Rugby League. So those are the ones that are the main sports here that a lot of people, go and watch the games. It's crazy. Like when I was living in Melbourne, that's where all the teams are normally. Like all the really good playing teams are actually from Melbourne. I'm in Victoria. So the sports scene in Melbourne is
Mhm.
crazy. So yeah, like that's the main two sports. We do have cricket as well, but I feel like cricket isn't like as popular as it used to be here in Australia.
Here in Canada, it's very interesting you touched on cricket. I think I touched on it on one of my episodes with Canada and the Philippines. It's here in Canada, it's popular amongst people who are from South Asia. We have a big South Asian community here. So basically, cricket's popular for them. I don't watch it. I don't even understand what cricket is.
Mhm.
It's confusing for me. No offense, but yeah, it's confusing. But like as you were saying, like rugby, like it's a sport here, but I think we watch more like American football, you know, like the Americans have the Super Bowl, we have the Grey Cup, but
Mm,
Canadians also would watch the Super Bowl and they would most likely be cheering for the Buffalo Bills because that's the nearest NFL team. But like, yeah, like that's interesting. That's
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. All right. So let's talk about cities. So, I mean, like, would you like to introduce to Canadians cities in Australia and just give them a travel tip, if Canadians
Yeah.
are looking forward to going into that part of the world?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll split Australia up into different sections. The main section is the eastern part of Australia, which was the coast. So this is where Sydney, Melbourne, Queensland, so the Gold Coast, so it's up north. And the other one that's on the East Coast is the capital city of Australia, which is actually Canberra, which a lot of people don't know is the capital city of Australia. But it's like a really small city located in between Victoria, so Melbourne and Sydney. Um, but yes, if I were to explain more about the cities in Australia, there's obviously some other cities like Southern Australia, which is Adelaide. There's also the west part of Australia, which is Perth, known for the quokkas, as well.
What's that?
They're like cute little rodents, or not really rodents. I think they're marsupials, but they smile when you take a photo of them. They just
Mm,
look like they're smiling. So that's where you find them. There's a north part of Australia, called the Northern Territory. That's where Alice Springs is, which is the center of Australia, which is where Uluru Rock is, where there's not many people that live there. And then at the very bottom of Australia, that's broken up from Australia, we have Tasmania, which is a really nice place for like mountains. I haven't been to Perth,
mm.
Adelaide, or the Northern Territory yet, so I can't really talk about them. But I'll talk mainly about the eastern part of Australia because that's where I've been to the most. So up north, we have Queensland, called Gold Coast. So we normally call this the Sunshine Coast. It's the hottest part of Australia. It's where all the beaches are and all our theme parks are. And the Great Barrier Reef, which is currently um, endangered because there's a lot more pollution going on. So it's not as pretty as it used to be, but that is basically Queensland. It's a really big area, not much to do
Florida?
there.
Kind of like Florida?
Yeah, probably like that. Yeah, probably
Mm,
like Florida. It's like a cute like
hmm.
beach town.
Right.
We go further down south and we reach New South Wales, and that is home to the city of Sydney, where I live. And Sydney, I would say, is what people think would be the capital of Australia because it's the most well-known city here, but it's not. But it's where the Harbour Bridge is, Opera House, like all the famous landmarks in Australia, they're all in Sydney. It's a really nice, small little city that is in a harbour, so we have a lot of water surrounding us here. Then we go further down south, we go to Canberra, which is the capital city of Australia, which is where the Parliament House is. Nothing much to do there, it's just
Mm.
politics.
Kind of
Further down
like
south.
kind of like
Yeah.
Ottawa.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's so far from us.
Yeah,
We,
exactly. And it's like, what is it for? But yeah.
yeah, it's like I think here we call it like House of Commons. And then we
Mm.
have like Senate. Um, I think oh no. Okay. 9 more minutes. Okay. Anyways, but yeah, so it's kind of like Parliament here is like House of Commons and Senate. I think House of Commons here. So yeah, is that all?
There's one more city that I have to mention, which is Melbourne, which is um the more lively part of Australia, I would say. A lot of people do compare Sydney and Melbourne. Like, I've lived in both states, and we have like a rivalry with Melbourne because we want to determine which is the best state in Australia. And if I were to compare them, I would say Sydney is more of the big sister, the pretty big sister, and Melbourne's the cool younger sister. So the vibe is very different. Sydney more fast paced, more working class, while Melbourne is more of laid back, casual. It's a bit younger population there. But both of them are really good cities to visit on your first time here to Australia. You'll definitely see a really big vibe change between them as well. So yeah, that's Australia.
Amazing, amazing. All right. So here in Canada, we got cities. We also got interesting places. So we'll start off from the east. Not too far from where Canada was founded. Of course, Confederation happened, around that part of Canada, Atlantic Canada. So you got the provinces of Prince Edward Island, you got the Atlantic cities. So like Halifax, St. John's, that's like an Atlantic city, so it's not going to be as big. But if you move over to Quebec, which is French, so they parlent en français there. So, if you go to Montreal, uh, you know, that's where the big city is, of course, Quebec City. And then when you travel to Toronto, not too far, we're in the suburbs of it. Um, yeah, so you got Toronto, and then, Toronto is kind of like New York, I guess I would kind of describe it as that. And then there's, of course, there's Winnipeg. I haven't been there. I haven't even been to Quebec either, like I said earlier, but that's kind of what I know. There's more. Yeah, so Edmonton and Calgary. Calgary likes to have their own stampede. Um, and then of course, you've heard of Vancouver before. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah, I mean, like Vancouver, I think is less snowy compared to the other parts. That's what I keep hearing. I don't know. If anyone's from Vancouver, just let me know, like if it's snowy there, if it's not. I think it's I think it's northern part of BC that gets it, but yeah, I don't know. All right, yeah. I think the last thing we're gonna do for the next 5 minutes is talking about the way we pronounce things here in Canada.
Hmm.
So different, so different. So one of the first things is here in Canada, we call it sidewalks. What do you guys call it?
Sidewalk. Or we just call it pathway, like just where you walk, like where you walk, like pedestrian. Like we just call it we don't call it sidewalks. Just call it pathway. I actually
Pathway.
don't know what we call it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but we don't call it sidewalks though, I'm pretty sure. No.
I mean, like here we call it sidewalks because it's in the side of a road.
Yeah.
And then we also have aluminum.
Oh yeah.
Alum
Aluminium.
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 Oh
Yes.
no. Oh no. Oh no. So whenever Australians and Canadians talk, this is
It's funny.
interesting. Aluminum. Aluminium. Why do you guys call it aluminium?
Aluminium. And you guys say aluminum?
Aluminum. Like
Alu
why do you call like aluminium?
Why do we call it that? That's just how Australians talk. Yeah.
What about baking soda?
Oh, we call it baking soda.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we call it baking soda. Yeah.
Bell peppers.
Capsicum.
Oh my gosh. Capsicum. Capsicum.
Um,
Capsicum. Seriously. All right. I don't know why you call it capsicum.
I don't know at all. Like, why do you guys call it red bell peppers?
I think because it looks like it. I don't know.
True. Yeah, it does look like a bell pepper. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting so anxious because of the Zoom timer.
That is okay.
Yeah. Probably. What else do we spell differently?
You
What
guys
else
say
do we...
country. We say country.
Country, 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 country,
Country.
country. So how could you explain that to people here in Toronto?
We call it country. I don't know, like just
Country? I, I say it country. I don't know. That's like, I think other people would country. Country, country.
yeah, yeah.
And then we say water, and
We
then
say water.
water, water.
I think we're just more harsh with our words. Like we emphasize the O a lot more and ours a lot more. Yeah.
So when you say I know, to Australians, it's I know.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's interesting. I
Yeah.
know. I know. That my tongue's gonna get my tongue's
I,
gonna have a hard time adjusting back to Canadian. I know. I know.
I know.
Water, water, water.
Water.
Wow. All right. All right. So, right now, of course, you had a wonderful time. I hope you had a wonderful time for all of the series. But, it's been nice speaking with Jamay and, my cousin. And thank you all so much for watching Chillin with Maetcha Latte. I hope you had a wonderful time, and I hope you learned more about Australia during your lunchtime. And we'll definitely see each other for another episode with another person. It's gonna be an episode most likely with Noah and Josh and those wonderful people. But on behalf of me and this wonderful cousin of mine, thank you so much. And I hope you all have a wonderful chillin' day. Peace out, everybody.